there's anybody else hopping on, we'll give them some time. You might need a towel, folded up towel, or a pillow, something, put your knee on. Spend a little bit of time on the knee today. So I'm actually grab that real quick. Don't need it right this second, but you might in a minute. All right, so we're gonna take a minute first to stay seated. We're gonna work that neck a little bit, so sitting nice and tall. Then by kind of depressing those shoulder blades down or reaching those shoulders down towards the ground. If you want to take your right hand, sit on that right hand, and we're gonna reach neck out to the other side. Hold a lot of tension up in that neck. Kind of the base of our traps there. And you're going to kind of slowly turn your head away, kind of reach your chin to your left shoulder. So feel that tension going all through here. Mine is very rope-like this morning. I'm going to kind of slowly ease that back to front. Kind of relax, reset those shoulders, take that head, turn it away. Once more. And if you want to angle the top of the head away, so you're kind of reaching that left ear towards that left shoulder a little bit as well, deepen that stretch. Make sure those shoulders stay nice and relaxed. And we'll ease up out of that and rotate that back. We'll switch hands, sitting on your left hand, and again, trying to keep that shoulder away from your ear. I'm going to turn that head away, finding that tension, real tight, real tight. Hold that for a second, and bring that back to front. Kind of release that tension. One more time, we'll turn that head away. And again, if you want to tilt that head, the top of the head away from your left shoulder, kind of bring your ear to your shoulder on the right side. And relax out of that. So a lot of times we do a lot of kind of static stretching, kind of get into a position and you hold it. So mobilizing through some range is a good idea to create that mobility that we talked about. So not so much just stretching it out, but actually mobilizing through. So we're going to get down onto in our half kneeling position. So right knee down, left knee up. We're going to put our hands down by that front foot, lift that back leg into what we call our runner's lunge. So we're going to do a little bit of kind of dynamic mobility here. So as we're in this nice long lunge, what we're going to do is we're going to tilt that left knee down towards the ground, and now we are in that pigeon pose. So we're going to hang out here for just about 10-20 seconds. Just kind of feel that position in the glutes through those hips. Think about keeping that chest nice and proud, pushing those hips down towards the ground. And then we'll walk those hands back, bring that leg back up into that runner's lunge. And we'll hold here for about 10-20 seconds. Then we're going to drop that right knee back down. We're going to sit those hips back into this sit back hamstring stretch. So kind of almost a half child's pose. So I've got hands on either side of the leg here. This leg is as straight as possible as we can manage. Your toes are pointed away. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of your ankle there as well. Think about trying to mobilize these joints. So we're going to kind of reverse that, walking back up into that runner's lunge. Still pressing those hips down. And we'll kind of increase the repetitions as we go through here. We're going to walk or tilt that back leg. Toe can stay tucked under, or you can flatten that out either way. Emphasis should be on that left hip here. We'll hold that for just a little bit. And let's walk it back over. Establish that position. Drop that knee back into that kickback. All right, so we're going to flow through this a little bit smoother, a little less time in each position. So I walk that up into your runner's lunge. Just work to establish that position. Over into that pigeon. Establish that position. Find stability. Back up into runners. Knee down. Kicking back. So we're all on the left side here. I'm going to go one more time, flowing through there. Into our runner's lunge. Down into our pigeon. Till that runner's lunge one last time. Knee down and shifting back. All right, so we feel nice and loose through that left side. Now we're going to repeat on the right side. So we're going to get into that kneeling position. Both hands down on the inside. You're going to feel maybe that one's a little bit more stiff in that runner's lunge position over here. So we're going to hang out here for a second. We're just going to promote a little bit, finding that position, kind of getting comfortable, seeing where we are with that. Take note of any tight spots. We'll kind of work to move through that here. So we're going to walk that over into our pigeon. And again, we're going to kind of hold steady right here for just about 20 seconds. So take note of your hips. See if you're kind of squared up towards the ground, if you're favoring one side or the other. Feel like one side's tighter than the other. So walk that back up. Runner's lunge. Trying to elongate that back leg. Dropping that knee and kicking back into that hamstring stretch. So again, really try to kind of push all your toes down into the mat or into the ground. Trying to get that knee as straight as you can. Really feel those hamstrings nice and tight. So we're going to work to kind of loosen those up and get some flow, blood flow in and out of there. All right, rocking back forward. That runner's lunge, we're going to spend a little less time these subsequent rounds in these positions. Kind of as we loosen up, as we loosen those hips up. Let's drop that over into pigeon. I am walking my hands over a little bit as we go in through these. Let's just kind of promote that chest and those hips kind of staying squared up together. So we're not really doing any twisting here in this flow. Let's walk that back up into your runner's lunge. And drop that back into that kick back. So now we're going to flow through this a little bit more smoothly, a little less time on each, creating that mobility through each position. So into that runner's lunge, really push those hips down, establish each position. Just walk that over. Into your pigeon, nice tall chest, push those hips down. Back up into that runner's lunge. Knee down, kicking back. We'll go one more flow through these. Runner's lunge. Still creating tension through that body. Pigeon. Back up to runner's lunge. And down, kicking back. Okay. So hopefully you're a little bit looser through your hips there. So now we'll go ahead and grab that pillow, that fold up towel, whatever you have. We're going to put the knee onto that. Again, we're in that kneeling position. So if you have something like a counter or a table or a chair or something to kind of hold on to if your balance isn't the greatest, go ahead and grab that. If not, we can move that front foot out, create a little bit wider base. What we're going to do is we're going to grab it. That's this back foot, back heel. Okay, that's what we call a couch stretch or a kneeling couch stretch. So normally your foot would be on the back of a chair, but we're going to do it right here kneeling so we can move through a little bit better. So what we're looking to do is push this hip forward. So a lot of times we do this kneeling Samson stretch, kind of get the hip flexor. So we're going to get into your quad a little bit deeper in here. So you can pull that heel as tightly as back as you're able, okay? Don't have to overdo it. And again, if your balance is there, we're going to take that other hand and we're going to reach that straight up in the air. Okay, so creating a little bit of tension through that front foot, grabbing the ground with those toes, with the heel, good strong base, that upper hand pushing straight up in the air. And let's go ahead and lower that and lower that foot. Okay, we'll switch sides here. Good solid base, foot's planted. I'm going to grab that back foot. We're going to establish this position first. Make sure you have that stretch through the front quad. I'm on the left side now. I'm going to reach that right hand and the opposing hand straight up in the air. So what we're looking for is think about kind of stacking all your joints. So think about your hips being right up underneath your shoulders. Your abs are pulled tight. If you lose your balance, just reset. No problem. Here we go. All right. Re-engage that core. Nice and tight. If that hand's too much, if you want to stay here or stay here, you can. I'm staying nice and tall. You certainly see if one balance is better than the other. Let's go ahead and bring that down. All right, now we're going to kind of put those together, everything that we just did. If you remember, last week we worked on that pretzel stretch, so we're going to try one more time going into that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to lay on my right side. I'm going to bring my right leg behind me, grab it with my left hand. The left knee is going to come up, and grab that knee with my right hand, okay? So we just did that quad stretch. So with my right quad, I'm looking to get the stretch there first, okay? I'm going to pull that down. I'm going to pull that left shoulder down, pull that right knee up, and we're going to hold there. So again, that down leg, that right quad, going to be your primary focus, getting the tension there. We're going to kind of relax out of that for just a second. Readjust that position on that foot if needed. Pull back down into it. Your back cracks a few times, that's good. If you can't move after your back cracks, that's not good. Breathe through that, try to roll that left shoulder down towards the ground and relax. Release that tension for just a second. Re-engage, we go one more time. Re-engage that right quad. Pulling those knees away from each other. Create that tension through the upper back. Push that left heel down towards the ground, that right knee towards the ground. And relax. All right, so we're going to switch sides here. I'm going to go on to your left side. So left foot comes up underneath, grab the right foot, engage that left quad. Right knee is going to come up, grab them with your left hand. I'm going to pull that left foot up, get that tension in the left quad. I'm going to roll that right shoulder down, try to create space between those two knees. And try to keep that head nice and neutral. Make some adjustments through there as needed. And relax out of that. We're going to readjust. We're going to go back into it. Find that tension and pull. So we use this stretch a lot because we're engaging a lot of different parts. So we're stretching out those glutes, those hamstrings, those hips. Relax out of that. We're going to go one last time. Up and hold. So again, we're getting that whole hip complex. We're getting that lower back. We're getting the upper back. Keep it nice and neutral. Upper traps. Shoulders are pulled down. So it's pretty much everything opposite of sitting in a chair is what we're looking for. Really relax out of that. So that is why our pretzel stretch is one of our favorite stretches that we do here. Great thing to do after every few hours sitting in a chair so long. Try that out. Get more and more comfortable with it. The better you do, the better you're going to feel, more upright you're going to sit, all that great stuff. So that's going to do it for us for Unravel. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so for some full body blast.